All right, here we are with direnv. So the issue, just to recall, is that here on our server, when I use virtual env and activate it, I also have to deactivate it again. And what happened to me a lot when I pip install is something I am in the wrong virtual environment, and so I installed the wrong libraries and the wrong folder, etc. So it was not really like a nice way to do this. So I came across a really nice tool recommended by another more experienced developer, and it's called direnv. so that's the important part. Create per project isolated development environments. So we can install direnv with apt again. So here it's supported by all those Linux distributions. So let's just do that. Apt install direnv. So it's a small thing. What it did is we now have direnv installed and can do a bunch of stuff. But first we also have to hook it into our shell. That's what they say here. I mean, it worked already for me, but just put it in there again. And that's that. So now we have to also configure it for Python. So it supports like many different sort of recipes or project layouts, and also things for like different editors and tools. So what I want to do is I want to make it work with Python, and it supports a lot of things here as well. So here virtual env support here with ZSH, conda, etc. venv support, which is standard lib, so this is nice. So I have to add something into my config if I want to make it like this. Or hey, here we are with pyenv. With pyenv, all we have to do, if we have the most up-to-date version, is enter this into a file which we create. It's called to .env.rc. And so let's create that .env.rc. And here, let me check in which folder we are. Okay, we're in the root. Let's go to pyenv test again. Yeah, which Python. Okay, so let's create the file here. .env.rc. And now we can enter here layout pyenv 3.8.3. And now direnv tells me I have to run direnv allow. So whenever you change that file, it asks you for this. And now it creates like a Python virtual environment with using the 3.8.3 version. So if I check now on which Python we're using, it is now using the one here in the subfolder, which is a virtual environment. And yeah, pip list. So let's pip install requests. So just we have something to compare. So here my pip list for this folder is now, has no request installed. If I leave now, we see that we are now unloading the direnv. And if I now go and check which Python I'm using, it's now the different one. This is now the main one. And the do pip list, it should be like the clean one. So this is cool. Let's make another and test 2.7 go to the 2.7 nano.env.rc layout pyenv 2.7.18. This was the other one we created. Direnv allow, and neither venv or virtual env are available. Okay, that is the issue right now, that venv was only provided from Python 3.3, so cannot create an environment unless I install some additional stuff, which I'm not going to do right now, but just install 3.4.1. So we have something that's a little bit older, and as you know, I'll post the video till this is finished. Yeah, while this is installing, is one more thing I want to point out. So here, if your direnv version is smaller than that one, then you have to add this here into your home direnv.rc file, or in this one, doesn't really matter. And then you can start using this command. So on the Mac, for example, I have an older direnv version. I think there is also no more modern one in Homebrew, however you install it. So this is quite useful. I definitely use that on my Mac. There's one other thing here that you do not see the virtual environment here. This may require some tinkering with the omycsh or the C. I'm sure on my Mac I did something to make that work with direnv as well, after going a little bit deeper into the web. But overall, that's definitely something that can be fixed as well. Yeah, I'll just go through the others. Yeah, pipenv don't recommend to use. I read a bunch of stuff up on it, and it's not really as clean. Anaconda, don't like it at all. Messes up a lot of stuff. Yeah, and here this is maybe also important. If you use PyCharm, you can add a one second. Okay, you can add this here as a to make a soft link for .env to your direnv Python, and here the version folder, because PyCharm, when you started the first time, is looking there for a for a link to select automatically the right Python interpreter. There's also some gist that has a nice function that I also use. So you add this to your maybe we should do that. So credit here to Mark. That you'd add this to the omycsh, which we can also do if that is ever finished. Okay. Failure, pip. Well, I'm not going to debug this right now. Maybe we have to install something different, etc. I mean, this can happen. Usually there's a few pointers. So sorry for not being able to show you how to install different versions. But switching, like I said, is rather fast. So now that's the bonus, so to say. This is now the venv here function. So in here I put in pyenv this one, and it also adds the symlink to the envrc file. So and I now make thing with pyenv here is I go now in here. Python uses like the global one, and now I just write pyenv here, and okay, I edited that, so I have to restart shell. So let's see if it works now. Okay, direnv allow. So now automatically created all the files. So this is all I have to do. Actually, my script on my laptop has already the activation, all this kind of stuff included, because it's of course the next step I want to do. Yeah, so here's my local the HRC file, and you see I have like pyenv here, so I update this with the Python version I want to continue to be working in. If I have like a version I worked a lot with, like I use like different command, like pyenv 3.7 here, 3.65 here, and this is also like a nice function because we always have to update pip and stuff. So let's like add those here as well. I mean, this is definitely already having almost too much fun, but here you can see if now Python 3.8.5 comes out, you just go into your shell, you update this, and then you can use pyenv here and pip up at like all the other places.